Hello, my name is Tommy Higuchi, and we are here at Heritage Auctions with Crystal and Joe from the Doris family. They are the owners of the Smoky Hawk Claim in Colorado, and they are here to talk about some of the specimens we have in our July 11th 8136 auction. Thank you both for being here.
Well, thank you for having us. I'm pleased.
Yeah, super grateful to be here. Excited to talk about the specimen. It's one of the best we've ever found.
So tell me a little bit about your family and what you do at the Smoky Hawk Claim.
I've been mining since I was a little kid, really, and I brought the children into it as we would get out into the woods and go hiking and looking for gems and minerals. And, but the Smoky Hawk itself was, we discovered the area, or we staked the area in 1998, and we didn't get operating until like the year 2000, so they were pretty young, but they came up along the way with the Smoky Hawk.
So I heard that you guys filmed a show called Prospectors, where you actually found this specimen while filming. What was it like being on that show?
It was awesome. We had so much fun with it. We were obviously a little apprehensive doing filming a show, because you hear things like that and you get a little concerned about that, but they were fantastic. Everybody we worked with was true to life, and you know, it was unscripted, so we are not actors at all, so everything you see from us is just natural. It is how it happened, and I loved that. And being able to bring our production to national audiences and international audiences was something that, you know, we never thought we would be able to do. And I think it really helped to develop the hobby in itself and get more people interested in geology and mineral collecting.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people, their introduction to mineral collecting was the show, you know, actually being able to see where these minerals come from instead of just seeing them in a museum. So it's fascinating to be able to hear the story of your family and how you guys get these specimens. Were there a lot of challenges in doing both the filming and mining at the same time?
Oh my God,
Holy
yes.
smokes, yes.
Yes, there were.
One of the things is you're a producing mine, and you're supposed to find these things in order to make a living. Right. And so while they're filming, we have to shut down certain segments of the operation, and so you have to balance that. And we also, of course, had to explain some of the things, and we had to be very careful with safety, yes. Which when you have a working crew that's been there all the time, they know where to be and what to do. The film crew is great, though. I mean, they followed our instructions wonderfully well, and we managed to move around to still get some pretty good shots. So, but when you say Amazonite now, most people in the world know what Amazonite is. Prior to that production, it was one of those little unknown minerals out there.
Yeah, it's really thanks to your mining ventures that has put this locality on the map, and now everyone wants a smoky quartz and Amazonite combination specimen, and those all really come from your mine mostly.
They do, and it's one of the classics. If you are somebody who's starting to collect minerals, you don't know anything about it. The great thing about minerals is that your collection is your collection. And so there's nobody dictating what you should or should not collect. I mean, if it interests you, you love the aesthetics of it, the color is drawing you, collect it. If you're somebody who's based on chemistry and you want a particular chemical makeup in specimens, collect it. But when it comes to the Amazonites and Smokies, as it goes for historical pieces and pieces that would go for a collection, you definitely need to have one in your collection.
Absolutely.
They're what they consider one of the classics, and truly they are. And there's a lot of reasons that they're very desirable, and a couple of interesting aspects about them that bring out the aesthetics of the minerals in the mineral kingdom. But you got to remember, these things didn't show up on the if you will, in the mineral world, really into the collector's world until the late 1800s. The first ones, I think it was the Columbian Exposition, where there were first some really great Amazonites that were on display there. And man, everybody said, I gotta get one of those. But in those years, it was all hand dug, and in reality, they're very, very rare throughout the district. And so the few that came into production, they ended up into museums like that and into the collections just as rapidly as they were found. And there weren't that many found. But in history, we know of all of those because anytime you found one, it was a significant discovery. Well, we kind of changed that picture. Not that we had a whole lot to do with it, but that the Smoky Hawk structure that we pretty much discovered, and well, we didn't discover it. Other people had been working it, but we mapped it. We figured out pretty much where these things were being found, and that's when we filed the mining claims and really started production on them. And it wasn't any great science because we were looking for the blue chips laying around on the ground. Right. And we decided, well, if there were blue chips here, somebody was finding something. And so we got the heavy equipment so that we could go deeper. And it just so happens that these structures are almost the highly prolific ones. The ones that had the best color are almost limited exclusively to the Smoky Hawk structure.
The trend,
that trend, in the 1,200 square miles of the Pikes Peak batholith, this is the spot. Now, what's the future? We're still mining, but it's more and more difficult. Right. And I'll be honest, we aren't hitting anything like this. We're hitting some nice material. We're still in great hopes that some more will show up. And I'm not saying that there won't be others found in the district, but I highly doubt that there will ever be a structure like the Smoky Hawk ever found again. The geology's not there. I spent 20 years looking for this before I really found a place that showed that it could produce some really remarkable specimens. I know that's kind of a long story, but you see the few pieces that were coming out. They were recognized as just incredible specimens, just beautiful mineral specimens that ended up in the collections, and it's been that way. You look at a mineral case and you see one of these, and guess what you think? Colorado.
Yes. Exactly.
Because that's where they came from. And nowadays, it's mostly Smoky Hawk claim because that's where they came from, where most of them came from. You look at the juxtaposition of the two major minerals. The feldspar, this is a microcline feldspar. It's a triclinic crystal system, so it has this very distinctive crystallization, crystal habit. They're blocky, they're geometric, they're just handsome in their appearance. You know, I just love how that is, and you don't get that in many minerals. And then you have the hexagonal crystal system represented by the smoky quartz, with the nice tall crystal in this case, with just the beautiful structure that it has, and the way those two crystals work together in combination. These are really truly works of art, and they're not matched with other species in the mineral kingdom. You just don't see them. I could go on. The aquamarine or the turquoise-like color, that's rare in the mineral world. There you
natural
get the
world.
Yeah.
It's difficult to find it in nature.
You don't
in
find
general.
it.
That's why people are drawn to it, and to have that in contrast with the black.
The black smoky quartz,
That's
it just brings it out.
Yes.
And then in this specimen has a little bit of Clevelandite on it. That's the white albite feldspar, and it contrasts even more with the black and the blue-green.
This was exceptionally large, and I'm guessing that's why such large crystals grow in the pocket.
You had the right chemistry, you had the right stuff in there to crystallize and make big crystals. But like Crystal said, is when you get the larger size feldspar, they don't have the really good color. So if you could lay out all of the big pockets, there's other big pockets that have been found, but they're the common microcline colors, tan or white or beige or maybe a very pale amazonite, but generally speaking, you just don't get historically speaking, you don't get the really nice bright blue like that. So
it sounds like this is, in all regards, an incredible, special, iconic specimen. As you said before, this is probably one of the most collectible pieces of that pocket.
It is.
So this is really a once-in-a-lifetime mineral.
This one is. And my son Tim does the cleaning and prep. I wish he could be here to talk about it, because he could tell you every little thing about it.
Yes.
And when he does this pocket was laid out on 8 tables, and so he's trying to find the fits. And obviously they go together, but it's like a jigsaw puzzle. We will never, ever fudge on something. And if there's ever a question, we just simply don't attach it. And sometimes you'll have something broken out here that you don't, because, you know, you want the most aesthetic groups. And so Tim is the master on that. He truly is. And he will find exactly the fits. And this one had, in terms of a collector's specimen, this one was #1 out of the icon pocket. There's no question about it. It has a single nice smoky quartz, which has pretty dang good luster on it, and it has this great assemblage of amazonite encircling it. So, you know, today, something like that, I hope it's matched. I keep saying that, but it's truly one of a kind. Which is true.
It's wonderful to hear that you guys put so much love and care into prepping these as well and getting them ready for the collector's market. It goes to show the passion you have for what you guys do and the specimens and what they provide for the hobby overall.
Yeah, we appreciate that tremendously. A lot of people, again, if you haven't been exposed to collecting, our mineral specimens are found kind of either heaped in iron or manganese. They're very difficult to get out intact. If you can't, we do fit finding and fit preparation, like Dad had mentioned, and we do it for the most aesthetic specimens possible. We don't, you know, fix nature. We just put it back as nature intended. But our cleaning and preparation process to get it back to its original color could take anywhere from 9 to 18 months.
Wow, long time.
Right.
But it obviously definitely pays off.
Yes, it does.
That's why these pieces, although they were discovered in 2012,
Right.
you didn't see them until 2015.
Oh, wow.
And
Long
this one may have even been a little bit later than that. But then, in all fairness, you've also got to keep trying to pay the bills during all of this time.
Yeah.
So it's like you keep going. I know that's a lot on the business, but it is miraculous to see that again and to appreciate it again. And I just like the chance to see that.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
so
wonderful.
glad you guys are able to come back and look at the specimen. It is, you know, again, an icon of your mine, and it's a special piece, and it's a privilege to have this here for auction, July 11th. That's when it goes up. So thank you both so much for coming here and telling us about the history and the passion in these minerals. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you
Tama.
so much.
We appreciate it, and we hope whoever gets this specimen really enjoys it and loves it as much as we did finding it.
Thank you,
So
Tom. I
this
appreciate
specimen
it.
and a bunch of others will be up for auction July 11th in auction 8136. You can go to ha.com/8136 to find this specimen and more.